We're all excited about getting a shot, but you need to be careful. Some shady people want to take advantage of that excitement. A bogus vaccine survey is going around that you need to know about. Here's Tiffany Craig.
The COVID vaccine surveys are catchy with pretty colors and logos. They claim to be from Pfizer, Moderna, even AstraZeneca, which isn't even approved for use in the U.S. yet. They want you to click the link and answer questions about your vaccine experience. It should only take 30 seconds. The deal gets even better because there's $90 worth of rewards if you take it. Don't do it. The FTC warns that it's bogus. Scammers just want to steal your identity. They say don't click links or attachments. If you do, you could install malware. Don't give personal information or pay for anything, including shipping. Reportfraud.ftc.gov. That's the website to let the FTC know if you got one of these phony surveys.